You're on fire, you're on fire. And I had a total Ricky Bobby moment at that moment. Like I was just, oh my God, I'm on fire. Oh boy.
Make sure you talk loud.
All right. Welcome back everybody. Jessie with Jessie's Performance here. And today we are going to be talking about my Trans Am. All right. Almost 2 years ago, we had a little bit of a mishap, a little bit of a fire. I put it in timeout from that moment on. I said, you know what? I'll get back to this when I'm good and ready. Well, with a little bit of peer pressure from Kyle and Stacie, I had no choice but to be ready. Right? It's always good to have good friends around that push you harder than you need pushed. So Kyle and I have spent the past couple of nights getting this thing completely torn apart. Obviously, anytime I work on this car especially, I got to take it to the next step. Somehow, some way, one step further, at least. Right? So we got it completely blown apart. We assessed the damage to the body. Nothing but some, maybe some lizard skin repair and undercoating repair.
Let's see it.
All right, check it out. So back here was where most of the fire damage was, obviously, because that's where the fuel line and the fuel sprayed.
Maybe you should talk about what happened again.
Okay, backstory on the fire. We were driving down the road, me and Zoe, and I heard something come up and hit the bottom of the car. It was a construction area. That shit happens. You know, it is what it is, right? About a few hundred yards later, the car died. I was like, that's really damn strange. I didn't think, you know, I was like, okay, whatever. Maybe, you know, it shook something real hard when it did that. So I put in the clutch and, you know, started back up and got going and fired back up and then died immediately. I was like, oh, that's really weird. So like with no power steering, I turned into this bank because it was the nearest turnoff. And about the time I'm out of the car, I hear the guy running from inside, the manager, with a fire extinguisher saying, you're on fire, you're on fire. And I had a total Ricky Bobby moment at that moment. Like I was just, oh my God, I'm on fire. You know what I'm saying? So got the dog out of the car, got the trunk open, killed the batteries, and hosed her down with the fire extinguisher. I think I had the fire out, but we had the fire department come anyways, and they made a mess, right? They don't care what's on fire. It could be the Mona Lisa on fire, and they're ruining that painting to put that fire out. They have one job, is make sure the fire is out at all costs. So inherently, this thing had fire extinguisher dust inside, outside, underside. Every nook and cranny has just been a mess.
Might still be burning right there. Oh, okay. Like, you want to grab a red line and we'll just squirt water underneath, just to make sure. I appreciate that. Yeah.
They don't call it Freaky Friday for nothing. Talk about a freak accident. Something came off the road and just so happened to get my fuel line and it sprayed it on the exhaust and caught this bad boy on fire. Luckily, I was right here, not in the middle of nowhere. I was able to pull in here and the bank manager had a fire extinguisher handy. It couldn't have went any better. Luckily, as far as catching on fire, we got it put out in time. Yeah. All right, I got a trophy now. Right, I guess this is the one you don't want to have to earn, but yeah, we got a tow truck coming. We're gonna get it squared away. We'll put it on a rack. We'll make some video of that. Let's see what exactly happened.
Oh boy.
Right, and that stuff is super corrosive. I don't know how many people know that or not, but the fire extinguisher dust is really corrosive, right? So all the stuff in the trunk that it was touching, trash. All the wiring, trash. The interior, I think we're gonna be able to salvage most of it. We're just gonna have to clean the hell out of it. But yeah, we have a long haul ahead of us here.
Okay, so back to your damage.
All right, so obviously underneath the car here, this is where the damage, this is where the fire was at. This is where the damage was at. So Kyle's got it pretty well sanded down and feathered out. I had this all bodyworked and painted before. Huge mistake. Huge mistake. I'll never do that again. Never, never, never. It looked great until I took it off the lift the first time, and then it was just drove down the street one time and it was ruined, right? Just how that works. You don't do that. So this time around, we're gonna get it all super prepped. It's still got 2 coats of lizard skin on it, except for maybe this one little area here. We're gonna touch that up. We're gonna prep all this here, and we're actually gonna use like a bed liner style material. I'll dye it that way it's a perfect match of black, and then we're gonna start putting it back together. So also on the list is we're gonna re-powder coat everything.
Let's go look at the powder coat stuff.
Okay.
Sorry about the noise, it's raining here.
It's raining. Okay. So this here, this is my my TCI subframe.
Kind of kneel down it so I can show it also.
All right. Oh boy, I don't know if I'll be able to get up if I do this.
You'll be all right.
All right. This is the OG TCI subframe. I've had this car since I rebuilt it this time around. It's all powder coated. It's got scratches. I mean, I've had the motor in and out of this thing, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 times since I had this powder coated. Things
Plus you
happened.
drove it.
And I drove it and all that. So in the spirit of everything being as new as I can get it, we're gonna have everything repowder coated. Carlos over at Race Wheel Repair, he said he would help me out. He'd get us turned around in 2 days. So we're gonna get this shit over there tomorrow, Monday, and hopefully have it back by Wednesday and have the car driving by Friday. I'm just kidding. That ain't gonna happen.
I'm like,
Yeah, no, but we're getting
what
it
else?
together.
Where's
the
the
rear
motor
end.
at?
So the rear end, come on. Let me shut this here. All right. All right. I feel like I'm in like prison pictures. You know what I'm saying? All right. What we have here, this is obviously the old 9-inch. It's had a few variations of brackets welded to it for brake lines and for sway bars and that kind of stuff. I got this one, we got to move this one inward, so I'm gonna get it all cleaned up, all the old stuff ground off that I don't want on there anymore. I'm gonna weld a couple new brackets on here, and we're gonna get this repowder coated also. We have some parts here, the old torque arm stuff. That's all gonna get repowder coated.
What are you gonna do for a center section for this rear end? Are you gonna switch that out? You talked
I
about
am.
doing different axles.
Yeah, so I've been rocking a 31 spline on this thing, and this thing makes upwards over 1,700 horsepower. And it's got some meats on it. Show them the meats.
Stand next to it for relevance there.
For relevance, yeah, look,
That's cute.
yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm just overcompensating. About every 6 months or so, we do have to replace the axles in the Trans Am. The 31 spline stuff, it just is a smaller diameter, so it just twists a little bit. So we're gonna upgrade to 35 spline axles this go around, maybe to where we don't have to work on this thing so often.
Yeah, it
And-
doesn't leak.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be turning it up, right? This go round, I'm trying to make 2,000 horsepower, so I know I have the motor to do it, and I know the transmission and clutch will do it, and the turbos will do it, so
It's raining harder.
yeah, so I'll just start yelling more.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just gonna take everything again to the next level, right? Make it a little bit better. Take what we learned and use that moving forward. So,
Okay.
well, look at the motor.
Yeah, let's look at the motor and then we can wrap it up for now, and then
All right.
maybe next week we can talk about why we're putting this together.
Well, because it ain't worth the shit just sitting in our yard.
But what were you putting it together for? Other than just for you.
Yeah, hopefully a couple million views.
It's way quieter over here.
Yeah, well, that's because it's got this pillow insulation. All right. All right, here we are. Dun, dun, dun. This is my Dart Block 440 cubic inch LSX deal. It's a machine. This thing here is literally one of the only engines I've ever had that I could literally just beat the dog shit out of, and it lived. So there's not.
Got to what, like 265 degrees at LS Fest one year?
It got to, yeah, it turned off. Yeah, it hit the safety, the temperature safety. So it got hot, and it didn't hurt the head gaskets, didn't hurt anything.
Closer to you.
That's okay. It's got, you know, Callie's billet crank, Callie's billet rods. Again, it's 440 cubic inch, big stroke deal. Got some big old slugs in it. Holy cow, the rain.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
The motor or the video?
The video.
Oh, okay. But, anyways, we will still be using this mule and just putting more boost to it. So, that's going to be it for now. I'm going to cut this video off because it's raining so bad and I don't want to ruin it. So, until next time, don't forget to subscribe, click the link, do the watch stuff. All the support we can get from you guys helps us make more videos. So, let's go.